Howdy, folks. Welcome to Permaculture Newbies. Just a quickie update on our vehicle situation. Last week I introduced you to our newest addition, which was the Franken Ranger. That's our new farm truck. Now we've had a change again. So I mentioned the accident on my white Civic, but that I had repaired it, and it's running great. It's perfect. Unfortunately, my wife has a Honda Civic Hybrid that was given to us by a family member under the understanding that the IMA batteries, which are the hybrid batteries, were on their last legs. And so we knew that going into it. But it lasted us 2 years, even with bad hybrid batteries. Unfortunately, it's just gotten to the point where it's not easily fixable any longer. Those Civic hybrids don't have a traditional alternator. They charge the start battery via the IMA system. And so with the IMA system on its last legs, we've been having a real trouble keeping the start battery charged. I have multiple batteries. We even bought a brand new battery, so we know it's not the battery itself. It is the IMA charging system. And what would happen is just over the course of a couple of weeks, the IMA or the start battery would just die. It would, continue to start as long as it had power, and then the start battery would die, and the car, obviously won't start from there. So we'd put a different battery into it, or a new battery, and it would start and run for a couple of weeks, and then just on and on and on and on. And that's maintenance I can actually do even with my medical restrictions. But unfortunately, it's not a reliable car. I don't feel comfortable sending my wife out and my family out in that car and expecting them to rely on it. So what we've done is I bought a new car. Well, I bought a used car, new to us, with the insurance payout from the Civic, and gave the white Civic to my wife. The Civic Hybrid and our old van are getting scrapped, and so we're back to a 3-car family, which is kind of nice for me since I'm the one that maintains the fleet, so to speak. That's kind of nice, being back to just 3 cars to worry about. So my wife will be driving my old Civic, I'll be driving this new vehicle, and the Franken Ranger will continue to be just a farm use truck. So let me introduce you to what I just got. This is my new baby. This is a 1999 Mazda Miata. Now let me tell you, I've been drooling over Miatas for 20 years. Never bought one before. So I just bought this one, and I love it. I had to go to Buckeye, which is the other side of Phoenix, which is several hours from here. About a 5-hour drive to get this deal, but I paid almost nothing for it. It's got a couple of maintenance issues, throwout bearings making some noise. There's some holes in the hardtop, which I've done a really crappy job of patching. This one was actually already here and already patched. This one I did, and it's just twine threaded in there to hold it together, and then silicone over the top. And I'm going to get tan fabric patches and patch over those as well, but that's for the future. Right now I just wanted to keep the rain out. But it's in excellent physical condition and in fairly good mechanical condition. Like I said, there's a couple issues. Like I said, the throwout bearing is making some noise. The driver's window switch is broken. Just a few little things, but nothing insurmountable. So I just got a Chilton's manual. The interior is great. The only interior issue really is that window switch there. Otherwise, it's pristine. Excuse me. Leather seats, white face gauges, premium Bose sound system, and one cool thing I had only driven a Miata once or twice, and that was nearly 20 years ago, and we didn't have the top down. One thing that I've noticed, which is amazing, I have driven other convertibles, but they've all been older, like 60s muscle cars, American muscle cars. This is the first convertible that I've ever driven in that you can have the top down, and it diffuses the wind so well, you can have a normal volume conversation at 65 miles an hour, which is just amazing to me. I had no idea. And that was really cool. In fact, it's almost quieter with the top down than it is with the top up, surprisingly. And then I've got the mount. I got a mount for my dash camera, My dash camera is still in the other car, which is at my office, because I had to leave that car there to bring this one home so I could show it off to the family. But we're picking that up tomorrow, and then the dash cam will get moved over to this vehicle, since this is my vehicle, and I do way more driving than my wife does. But yeah, I think that's about it. Mechanically, there is, I mean, as far as the engine's concerned, there's been no modifications done to it. It's completely stock. That may change in the future. I plan to do a few performance upgrades, like exhaust and perhaps a cold air intake in the near future. Maybe perhaps down the line, maybe a turbo kit, but we're talking, you know, probably a year from now or so. In the meantime, it's plenty powerful. It's got a 5-speed transmission. This car originally had a 6-speed transmission, and so the gearing is such that you know, with that 5-speed in there, it's got a lot of low-end power. But on the highway, it's really it's revving pretty high. It's like over 4,000 RPM in 5th gear at 75 miles an hour. So the first major mechanical modification that I intend to do to it is to find a 6-speed and put a 6-speed back in it. I know a lot of the drifter guys prefer the 5-speed with the 6-speed rear end because of that, because you get a lot of low-end grunt. But I plan to commute in this vehicle, so I want to get some gas mileage out of it. But I think that's where I'm going to end today. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see here, feel free to like and subscribe. Be on the lookout for plenty of dash cam videos in this car, because I've already had, it's such a small car, I've had a vehicle pull right out in front of me while I was going 55 miles an hour on the highway. That just happened today. That was a little scary. Unfortunately, I don't have the dash cam installed yet in this vehicle, so I didn't catch it on dash cam. Yeah, we'll update as often as we can, as usual. And thanks for watching.